Well, look where we are. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We're going to get the Instagram going first over here. And then we'll hit the TikTok and get that up and running too. What if building your acting career is just as important as building your acting? Good morning, friends. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. This is your place for real life stories, resources, and strategies you can use to build a successful, sustainable acting career. Good morning, Logan Lopez. This has been one of the busiest weeks of my acting career, and none of it happened on a stage. I was acting in workshops. I submitted auditions. I launched a workshop. I wrote the next chapter of my book. I started a Substack. I coached acting clients. I built relationships with casting directors. And all of that just goes to prove an acting career isn't just acting. It is not just what I call the craft. It's not just the classes, the technique, the building the technique. It's also the visibility. It is the relationships. It is the infrastructure. All of those things that I keep talking about, that's what you need to work on to input into your acting career. And actors ask, am I still a serious actor if I'm spending time building something alongside my acting? I think it proves that you're a serious actor because, look, you know me, I have been here on social media for over a year now. And I talk about creating your own work. I talk about taking ownership of your creative life. I talk about building relationships. I talk about building infrastructure. I say, don't wait for permission. And this week, that's exactly what my life has looked like, what my life has looked like. I'm writing a weekly Substack. Today I launched my first workshop. I'm coaching my acting clients. I'm making content every day. I'm still auditioning. I'm still taking casting director workshops. I'm still acting. I've got my next show lined up. Well, good morning, Ash. Good morning, Mimi. Welcome to the Daily. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. If you've ever wondered what the daily life of a working actor looks like, you're in the right place. But none of these things replace acting. They support acting. It isn't just craft. It isn't just the going to class and building technique, and so that you know how to analyze a scene and break it down into the tools that you need to work on in order to bring that scene to life. That's the craft. That's important. That's what we all love doing. That's the fun part. Well, for me, it's one of the fun parts. But an acting career, if you're doing this, hey, God's love, thanks for being here. Hey, RJ Phillips. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. I did not see it, but I will go looking for it later, Cookie. The craft is one part of an acting career. It's also visibility. It is getting your craft your work out into the marketplace. Hello, OI. Thanks for joining me. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. But your acting career isn't just the craft. It's not just the classes or the rehearsals. It's also making sure that you're working on your visibility as an actor. It's making sure that your auditions are out into the world, whether that's in person or self-tape. It's the relationships. In my experience, Fung Pham is back. Hey, good to see you, Fung Pham. Thanks for coming back again. But it's the relationships. Almost every, hey, Fung Pham. It is the relationships that lead to the work. Somebody I know recently was doing a show, and they went to every single person in the cast and said, how did you know somebody on the team when you booked this show? And every single person in the cast knew either the director, the choreographer, the music director, the casting director. Somebody on the creative team was somebody that they already had a relationship with. So an acting career isn't just the craft. It isn't just your visibility. It is also building your relationships. And it is also the infrastructure. The infrastructure is all of the support systems that we need in order to keep our acting career alive. Whether that's the physical infrastructure, like your self-tape setup, making sure that you have your self-tape setup ready to go so that you can easily put it up, get your tape done, and then put it down. But it's also the infrastructure in terms of the community that you have. Do you have a community of readers that you can call upon? Do you have a community that you can have shoulders to cry on when things aren't working out the way you want them to? Do you have that support system in place? The infrastructure isn't just the physical stuff. It is also the community of people that you have around you. And I also think of, all right, Fang Fang, I'll be right here. Come on back when you're ready. Your infrastructure is also the side hustle, if you like, or the parallel career, which is what I call mine, the parallel career that you have in order to sustain and facilitate the acting career when nobody's paying you to act. That is what I call the creating your own work side of the equation, because you've got to make sure that you're still feeding your creative life when you're not being paid to do the acting. So that's one of my core philosophies, and I'm seeing it play out in real time in my own life at the moment. I spent a lot of time yesterday. The monthly newsletter for the Working Actor NYC went out to US is playing Levi's Stadium, Santa Clara. Let's go USA. Come on, World Cup. I spent a lot of time yesterday building the newsletter that went out to those on the mailing list for the Working Actor NYC. If you would like to join the mailing list for the Working Actor NYC, head to theworkingactornyc.com, and you can subscribe there. Because what I announced in the newsletter is that the first Wheelhouse workshop is coming up on Saturday, July 25th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Zoom. I'm super excited about it because it's an opportunity for me to use all of the coaching methodology that I start off with my coaching clients one-on-one. I've now brought that same methodology into a group workshop situation. I'm super excited. and that creating a workshop is not me leaving acting, it's building the infrastructure around my acting career. My next theater job doesn't start until middle end of August. So I wanted to build a workshop so that I can keep my creativity, my creative juices pumping and flowing before that job starts up. And so building that infrastructure around my career is exactly what I encourage all of my clients to do and what I encourage you to do. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career. I would love to hear what your infrastructure around your acting career looks like. And let me know if you feel if that infrastructure, if that side hustle, if that parallel career sustains your creativity, if it feeds your creativity, or if you are one of us who has had a side hustle that doesn't feel very creative and so has to find a way to maintain the creativity outside of the side hustle, outside of the acting career. I'd love to hear what your experiences are. So don't be afraid to drop them in the chat. Hi, Ukulele is back. Hey, thanks for coming on back, Ukulele. I appreciate your support and for being here. But yeah, that wheelhouse workshop where we will be together, we will be building your language around what your wheelhouse is, so that you will leave with your wheelhouse statement that you can use immediately in your marketing, in your relationships, in your visibility, to make sure that your materials are aligned with your wheelhouse, so that you can immediately start being useful to casting, to useful to your agents, your representatives, your managers. That's what we'll be working on in the workshop. You can find all of the details about it. Hit the first link in my link tree. This is the Wheelhouse Workshop. It's coming up on Saturday, July 25th. Check that out. But what I've been saying all along is that creating your own work isn't something you do instead of acting. Sometimes it's the thing that keeps you close enough to the industry that you're ready when the acting work arrives. It sort of feels as though all of this work that I do, someone might look at my week that I've just had and say, "You're not acting." I don't see it that way. I acted in workshops. I expanded my audition material. I built relationships with casting directors. I submitted auditions. I launched a workshop. I wrote about acting for my Substack, for my book. That's me building the career that supports the acting career. Hey, Yasmina, thanks for joining me. This is the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career. All of these different avenues that we have. Mm, God, is it bad and wrong that I love coffee? Left is right. Acting is okay, but I love directing and producing content and behind the scenes stuff. I am down with it. Left is right. I I get it. And producing content, get into it. That is creativity. That is feeding your creativity. That is your creative energy staying alive. That's momentum. That's exactly what I'm talking about, and I support you. Get it done. Oh boy. And maybe some of that content involves getting people who are actors, to give them an opportunity to do what they love to do, which is acting, if that makes sense. um yeah, I don't know, it's so interesting. My mom, God bless her beautiful soul, she loves to worry. My my feeling of, I've been a working actor in New York City for over 25 years. I was, acting in Australia for 10 years before that. For me, the work always shows up. It may not be anything I can architect in a certain way, or the things that I architect may not bear fruit in the way that I intended or I had an expectation about, but the work always shows up. And my mom just finds it hard to keep the faith and believe that. And so she was the one who was saying to me, "Have you thought about directing? Like, directing is more stable than being an actor." All the directors I know hustle just as much as I do. Oh dear. So it is whole this whole thing about creating your own work is really just about keeping your own creative juices flowing, keeping the energy flowing in your life. Good morning, Walter Host. Oh, Jurg is here. Hi. Um, it's so good to have you here. Ashley Tamayo is here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. This is the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Tell me what you're working on in your acting career today. I would love to hear what your take on all of this is. That creating your own work is the acting career. That it's the way you keep the ways that we all keep our careers, the energy and the momentum going in our career when nobody's paying us to do the thing that we love the most. I get a lot of satisfaction out of the peripheral stuff as well, or I wouldn't be here sharing it all with you. I do have to be honest and say that I have a casting director workshop with Marcy Phillips, who is the vice president of casting for ABC Entertainment. I have a casting director with her tomorrow morning. She's giving me two, count them, two. I don't know who that is, Mango Pew, but I will look it up. Hang on, let me just screenshot that. Oops. Uh, all right, let me deal with that. I'm gonna have to look that up, Mega Pew. Um, I, so I have a lot of lines to learn. I've got 24 hours to do it. I can do it. I believe in me. I've been in this situation before, and it really is the same thing that we do in auditions, right? You know, when that series regular audition comes in, it's more than one scene, and you've got to get into the material and make the choices. So I spent all day yesterday. I spent all day yesterday working on the Wheelhouse Workshop. That's what I've been building, the live Wheelhouse Workshop. Registration opens today, and I'd love to work with some of you in a much deeper way. The link is in my bio if you'd like to learn more, but it's a 2-hour group version of exactly the same methodology that I use in my one-on-one acting coaching to get started with new clients. So check that out. But for right now, I got to go and do my acting homework. I want to thank you all for joining me. Remember, wherever you are in your acting career, you got this. Keep going. I'll see you all tomorrow at 8 a.m. Bye now. All right, friends. I want to thank you for being here with me. I will be right back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. and I'll see you.